Konnichiwa. I am Joku.
I'm CJ.
Welcome to another episode of the Chat Room Podcast. But before we get into this episode, I would like to invite you guys to our other channels, the Italian Samurai and Super CJ's World, where we sit over there on their channels and play our retro games and more modern games. Right now, CJ is doing his Red Dead Redemption 2 games. I just started yesterday, or say Friday night. When you watch this video, it'll be Sunday morning probably, of Beyond Two Souls.
And I want to put my Red Dead videos out every Friday.
Same thing for mine too. I will be doing every Friday for the Beyond Two Souls series. I'm not really sure how many episodes it's going to be, but I'm trying to make it at least 10 episodes, so good movie length wise.
By this recording of this podcast, I have episode 5 out for Red Dead right now. So.
And also, too, don't forget to subscribe. Click that bell for more notifications for these episodes. And also, too, please...
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Give a share, a comment down below about what we're going to be talking about. And also, too, head over to my merch and grab some merch for the podcast. I got new shirts and hats for the Chat Room Podcast.
Right there at the bottom.
Right there at the bottom. I'll leave a link in the description down below. As always, as further ado, let's get into the episode. Today's episode, I want to do something a little different than, like I said, we've been talking about movies and games and stuff like that.
Pop culture.
Yeah. So this is going to be a little something different, but it's still cool. I want to talk about food.
Dude, I'm always down for talking about
Everybody
food,
loves
bro.
about food. Food. Now, there is going to be some controversies in here because the things I'm going to be talking about, there's going to be people who are like, well, I like that. I'm like, you sick fucks. But anyways, I'm going to do 2 rounds. We're going to do a 2-round thing. First one here is going to be like the main, like a main course, main meal, main stuff. And then the second one is going to be, side dishes, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So basically what I want to do is talk about the best way of having it, the worst way of having it, and maybe if it's good for leftovers. You like leftovers?
I do.
Every food or just certain things?
Not every food. A lot of food, yes. But some foods just don't make good leftovers.
So first thing we're going to talk about, I got 5 things here. I'll put a little description of what we're going to be talking about. First thing is, which I had last night, was steak.
Oh.
Yeah, steak was good.
Leave me a good steak. Love me a good steak.
A good steak. And first of all, what is your best choice of a steak? A New York strip, a prime rib?
Probably New York strip.
A New York strip?
Yeah.
New York strip for you. I would have to go with a sirloin.
Oh, okay.
I love sirloins. But last night we had a flat iron, which was pretty damn good too. But
okay.
My choice would be a sirloin. Now, question is, how do you like yours cooked? Everybody loves their stuff different cooked.
I'll tell you this right now. My taste has changed over the years. Because when I was in my teens, I used to like it well done. I wanted the son of a bitch dead. He wouldn't make no noise. This sucker was dead. But I didn't want it burnt. Don't have it burnt. But lately, I can still have it well done these days. But on occasions, I'll have mine a medium rare.
Okay. So basically, you like yours warm and pink in the middle.
Yep.
I do the same thing too. I love mine medium rare. I cannot stand raw. I don't want kill the cow and on my plate.
Yeah, right.
I don't like my shit a tennis shoe. I don't want that shit either. But me personally, I love mine medium rare. Now here comes a couple things where I say controversial, because the thing is, there's going to be a lot of people out there who are like, well, I don't like well done stuff. How can you do that to a steak? Some people do. Some people are like, how can you eat that? How can you eat that? Rare, because it's just fucking. Some people do. Now I hear
it's all in people's taste,
It does, but it's also it's not taste. It's also texture. I don't want to sit there and take a big piece of steak and go.
You're right. Lately in these days, texture is a big thing for me now.
A lot of things. They say that your taste buds change over 7 years.
They really do, because there's things that that I eat now that I would not have given the time of day when I was a teenager.
Okay. So technically, here comes a couple controversies I'm going to say. A lot of people say if your steak is seasoned well, do you need anything sauce-wise? Me, personally, I have to say I love my A1 sauce.
I can do both.
Okay.
I like my A1 too, but sometimes if we don't have A1 and if it's seasoned just right, I can still eat it just as.
Yeah. Well, last night, my wife made steak. It was seasoned well, but we didn't have no A1 sauce, but I still ate it. It still tastes like butter and all that stuff. Now, for you guys out there, for all you sick fucks, would you put ketchup or barbecue sauce on your steak?
If I had to choose one,
If you didn't have steak sauce in your refrigerator or the cabinet and you saw barbecue sauce and you saw ketchup, would you use that, or you like, I'll just eat it as is?
I just eat it as is.
So no, I mean, no, I'm not saying you have to pick one. I'm not saying somebody has
that's the reason why I'll say
nobody has a gun or knife to your throat or anything. It's just like, it's a choice. Some people would put barbecue sauce or ketchup on their shit.
I happen to know a couple, but I'm not going to mention them.
Well, I used to in my other job. We were having a cookout one time, and we had some steaks and stuff like that, and someone put barbecue sauce on their steak, and I'm like, dude, your credit score should go down.
I know one steak I know you used to love, which was my uncle's back in the day. My house.
But the thing is, you guys had A1 sauce.
Yes, we did.
And
back in when we were teenagers,
20 years ago.
Yeah, my uncle used to have a steak
every Saturday night.
Steak meal every Saturday night.
It was steak. It was potatoes and a vegetable.
Baked potato, some kind of vegetable. You got your steak, and it was a full goddamn meal, and it was so damn good.
It was delicious. Now, had you ever had a bad steak?
Yes.
Let you guys know if you guys ever had a bad steak. I had a bad steak where basically it's basically out of that temperature range. It's basically me, if it's rare or if it's medium rare or, part rare, I'll still eat it. But if it's like medium well done or even well done, I won't eat it. I'll send that shit back.
Yeah, I've had a bad steak before, and
so you're basically a good steak is when it's perfect cookly, and then me, I would say with some A1 sauce with it, or me personally, I like to have my steak, some sautéed mushrooms on top of it.
Now, I don't mind that. I'm not the biggest fan of mushrooms on my steak, but
this is delicious.
I like it. Don't get me wrong on it. But normally, I don't care for mushrooms on my steak too much.
Gotcha.
Now, sometimes if I'm wanting mushrooms on it, because sometimes that does happen. It's like, you know what, do put mushrooms on it, because it's like I'm in the mood for it.
Right.
But most of the time, I'm not in the mood for it, so it's kind of a rare thing, but it's still a good thing.
Yeah. Now, would you eat steak left over?
I have.
Now, sometimes when you recook it somehow, I feel like it dries it out.
It does. It's not as good as when it was cooked fresh, honestly. But you can make it presentable and edible.
Like me, I say 50-50 because sometimes steak can be whatever. But if I had to do it, I would try to, since we have an air fryer, put it in there for a little bit, not to like overcook it where it's still tender. And I like to mix it with my ramen.
Okay, yeah.
It's really good.
That could be a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
I never even thought about that. You guys try to
find, don't throw it in the oven. Definitely don't use Chef Mike, which is the microwave. Please don't. But is it steak? Is it leftover worthy? I say 50-50.
I am in agreement on that.
So basically, if I had to do steak leftovers, it's 50-50.
Yep.
50-50?
Yep.
50-50. All right. Next thing which I'm going to talk about, which we just had tonight, pizza. I know for a fact you've been challenging my taste of pizza because
I have.
For the longest years now, I've just been doing a cheese pizza. To me, a good cheese pizza right out of the oven is the best way eating it.
My favorite way for a long time, up until like in the past couple years, either pepperoni or meat lovers. And I
Yeah.
stuck with that for a long time.
Yeah.
But just like you said, it's the
Cheese.
cheese pizza for me these days. And
Yep.
I don't know why.
Yep.
It just tastes so good.
It does. It does. Don't get me wrong. And what is your guys' favorite toppings? And now, like I said, here comes the controversies. I know all you people out there, is it a big debate about pineapple on your pizza?
I would say right now.
The Italians are flipping in their grave right now. I can't do it. I tasted it to see what the whole fuss about. I don't.
I did taste it one time, and I'm like, I couldn't get it out of my mouth fast enough.
Now, here's one thing that people try to do. I know you're not a big fan of the thing, but people will try and put broccoli on their pizza.
Ugh.
But a lot of people try and make it an Alfredo, like a chicken
Yeah,
Alfredo.
I get what they're doing with that.
I don't know if I could do that.
I couldn't for the fact.
I tried an Alfredo pizza. I mean, I tried, the dough with the Alfredo sauce, the cheese, and the sliced up chicken on it.
Honestly, I think
And maybe
that
some spinach on it.
the Alfredo would just put me off first
it
off.
wasn't-
Even without the broccoli.
It was. I had no broccoli on it, but I had spinach. But just the Alfredo sauce threw me off. Just like how people make the barbecue pizza.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that. But there's
I'm
people
not.
out there who like it. Hey, you guys like it? That's fine with you. Me, I don't like that stuff. Just give me my cheese pizza.
Yeah.
I know you'll probably say, who's born? Hey,
Call us boring. We don't give a shit, honestly.
that's how I am, but a bad pizza for me is when you go to a place, or like we said the last time we ordered pizza one time, and it felt like it was like 5 hours late,
Yeah.
and it just was, it looked like it sat in a heat lamp for way too
It
long.
really did. I mean, it even tasted like that, too. Honestly. It was just like, you take it off, and it was just like,
Yeah, it was very thin,
it's like, what the?
Exactly. So it was just really, really, really bad. Now, comes to, you started talking about the toppings and stuff like that. Is it leftover worthy?
For cheese pizza, even if like I said, pepperoni or meat lovers, yes. Pizza is usually a pretty good leftover form because a lot of people do it.
But sometimes it's hard to reheat it and make it all nice and melty. Sometimes
True.
you can
I mean,
dry it out.
It's not gonna taste the exact same. Now, I can't remember where I've heard this idea, but if you put like some kind of crap, what the hell was it? It was damn it, now I can't think of it. But it was a way to moisten the pizza if by putting something on it as you're reheating it.
Like a damp paper towel or something?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
All right.
And it would give it like the moisture that it had, at least somewhat.
Well, I try to put stuff like that into, the oven or something like that. And to me, it's just, I have to give a thumbs down for me. What about you?
No, give it a 50-50.
50-50?
Yeah.
Every time I try to reheat pizza for the leftovers, it just doesn't work out for me. I try to put it in the microwave. I try to put it in the oven. I even tried, like some people said, like put it in a skillet or something and then...
I'll tell you this right now. My daughter and my father-in-law, they can put a leftover pizza in the fridge, take it out, and eat it just like that.
Cold pizza?
Cold pizza.
That's to me another
That
thumbs
is, no, let me give that one.
Damn. Yeah. Hey, if you guys love it, cold pizza, hey, it's just...
It's your thing.
This is our opinions. This is us. We're not judging nobody about anything else besides that.
But I just can't do that.
Cold pizza.
The first time I saw my father do that, I'm like, why aren't you warming that up? He was like, don't need to. And then I saw my daughter do it the first time. I'm like, oh my God, you are taking after your grandfather on this one.
It's not from my blood.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't from mine.
Yeah, definitely no, I can't do cold pizza. Which brings me, which you brought up another good topic. Let's see here. Chicken.
Ah.
What is your best way of eating chicken?
My best way of eating chicken?
It could be any chicken, any form of your like. What can you be like? Man, I want some chicken, but I want it to be like this. Like, is it grilled? Is it deep fried? Is it oven? Is it tenders? Is it chicken patty? Is it wings?
Well, either I guess I can count wings as the same way you can do it because you can make wings the same way. But I'd say very similar to like a KFC style fried chicken with all the seasoning, flour, and all that stuff on it. That's usually my best way of eating chicken.
So basically, like a fried chicken.
Yeah, and yeah, if it's just regular standard, if you make it at home fried, you can add whatever you want with it. Really, any kind of sauces if you want to dip it in.
What kind of sauce?
Usually, I don't do it all the time because I can eat the chicken as it is if it's made right. But I can add a little bit of barbecue sauce and just dip that in there a little bit too, just for a little bit of extra flavor.
So that's a good chicken.
Pretty much right there. I mean, because I can't eat spicy things because of my digestive system, but I've moved on to like barbecue style flavors, mostly for my chicken, and I've stuck with that.
Now, me personally, I would go with chicken wings.
Chicken wings?
I mean, if I had my choice of any chicken,
What kind of flavor?
I would go with honey barbecue.
Honey barbecue? All right.
Honey barbecue or
All right.
or garlic parm.
What is it?
Garlic parm.
You know what? That's actually pretty good too.
Good.
I won't take that as my first choice, but I do like that.
That's what I said. I was going to say honey barbecue.
Yeah.
But like I said, any other like chicken breast, grilled or whatever. But if I had like chicken tenders, chicken nuggets. Me personally, if I had like a chicken, go to a chicken place, it's like, man, you make some good wings. I'll take some good fucking wings.
Yep.
And if you guys are like wings, are you a drum or a flats?
Oh, you're gonna go there?
Me personally, I love flats.
Really?
I love them.
I did not expect that from you.
I love flats. What about you?
I'm the opposite.
You like drum? Hey, I mean, I'll eat them all. But personally, I'll sit there and eat all the drums first.
This is what I do.
And leave the flats for last.
See, I do the exact opposite. That's good shit though, because you do exactly the same thing I do, just in reverse.
Yeah.
Damn, because I'll eat those flats first to get them out of the way, and then I'll get on my wings.
Now, would you dip them in blue cheese and ranch? I'm not a blue cheese
when
person or ranch, but
when I used to eat it spicy, I never ate it hot. First
of course, yeah.
I always liked medium, like a medium heat.
Right.
And when I ate those, I liked ranch on that.
Okay.
I did. Ranch was really good for a mild buffalo wing.
But you wouldn't. Back to the other thing too. Would you dip your pizza in ranch?
Oh hell no! Are you mad?
I was just saying when you dip your chicken wings.
Hell no!
But so you would dip your chicken wings in ranch?
Yeah, it's like if I was having the mild buffalo wings.
Yeah, buffalo wings.
Yeah, I definitely loved.
Have you ever had like a bad chicken? Like cold chicken?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, that's the way I couldn't see. Same thing with cold pizza.
I can't eat that cold.
I couldn't eat cold chicken. Like
No.
I remember like one time we were younger. We went to a theme park, and my mom and dad bought like KFC and left it in the car.
Oh God!
Right? They're like, "Oh, we're going to go back to the car and eat chicken," and I'm like, "This is cold." I was like, "I'm not eating it cold."
Exactly.
So before we would do something like that, I would like take my chicken out and then wrap it up in something and throw it in the dashboard so
the sun can heat that shit up, man. You know what? That's good thinking.
That's what we did.
That's
my
good
grandma
thinking.
used to do that all the time. We used to she would come to Maryland and pick us up with kids and come down to Florida. She would leave, when we get into Georgia, she'll make SpaghettiOs. She'd put them in a thing and put them in the dashboard and let the sun warm up the SpaghettiOs.
That's funny too, because I think it was not yesterday. I think day before yesterday. My wife finds something on Instagram. I think it was. It was someone baking cookies right on the dash of their car.
Probably in Texas somewhere where it's
Probably.
fucking hot, man. I saw a lot of weird stuff. People are like, it's so hot outside, you can put stuff.
I know. I'm like, well, they're not wrong.
To you, is chicken something for leftovers?
Definitely, because I've had chicken many times for leftover.
Me too. I took it to work and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's still good. So I'll give it a thumbs up for
Yeah.
leftovers for chicken.
Definitely. Chicken's a definitely good leftover.
And the next part of our round one would be hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
I know people are like, what are you guys talking about? Hey, I'm talking about food, bro.
Food. Food this time.
What's your best hot dog?
Honestly, my favorite kind of hot dog is a good old-fashioned chili cheese dog. Now, the way I like it made
Go ahead.
is when you, like normal people, they will put, just make the chili sauce, make your hot dog, and then put the chili on, and then you take your shredded cheese and you screw all that nonsense.
Whoa.
As you're heating your chili, sprinkle the shredded cheese all in it.
To make a cheesy chili.
Yes, make it like a. And so when you want, you can just see that cheese just stretch, and then that's how you do it.
Now, would you put onions on there?
I personally don't care to put onions on mine, but a friend of mine, JC, when I used to go hang out with him, and I used to make the chili cheese dogs for both me and him out of his place, because he liked the way I made it like that, and he preferred onions on his. So when he was making his, he'd always put the onions on it. But like I said, that right there, that's
a good hot dog for you.
yeah, that's your taste of how you like it.
The chili cheese.
Yeah.
Chili cheese hot dog for CJ.
Definitely.
I've been making my hot dogs. I would sit there, go to the store, and buy croissants, and then wrap them up like pigs in a blanket.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing that lately. Put them in the oven, cooking them, and then I'll sit there and just dip them in ketchup.
That's not a bad way, honestly.
And there's a lot of people out there, like your brother said, ketchup don't belong on hot dogs. He goes, the traditional way is mustard and sauerkraut.
I actually never heard my brother say that, to be honest.
One day we're watching a cooking show, and he's like, oh, the only thing belongs on a hot dog is mustard and sauerkraut. I'm like, other people love other stuff on hot dogs.
Now, if I eat a standard hot dog without the chili cheese, I usually put just ketchup and mustard.
See?
That's my basis way of eating it.
See, but the thing is that I would sit there, roll them up, pigs in a blanket, put them on a cookie sheet, put them in the oven for like 15 minutes, and pigs in a blanket.
Hey, you know what?
And then I just sit there and just dip them in there and stuff like that, and ketchup and all that.
Pigs in a blanket. I mean, that's a good.
Have you ever had a bad hot dog?
Yes. I don't remember what brand it was.
I don't know about was it a brand? Well, okay, when I say bad hot dog, are you talking about brand wise or how it was prepared?
Both in this case.
Oh, mine was just prepared.
Like I said, I don't remember the brand, but the damn hot dog. I'm not sure if it was the brand. Maybe it was just aged too long. I don't know at this point. But it did not taste good at all. It just tasted so off. It
Spoiled?
Almost artificial tasting.
Yeah.
Like it tasted like plastic.
Ew. Probably a bad hot dog.
It could have been.
My bad hot dog was, I would say, microwaved.
Microwave, really?
I was working for a food company where we delivered food, and we went to a place, and the guy's like, asked me, like, you want a hot dog? I'm like, yeah. He threw it in the microwave. I'm like, can't you just put it on the flat top and cook it, bro? I mean, shit's already on. And then went to another place too, and the guy's like, asked me when a hot dog. I'm like, well, I don't know. Are you gonna do it? I was like, are you gonna throw it in the microwave? He goes, no, I'm gonna throw it in the deep fryer. Oh my god, dude, a deep fried hot dog is delicious.
I have had a deep fried hot dog.
It's delicious.
It is good. I won't deny that.
Now, obviously, a already cooked hot dog that was grilled, deep fried, whatever, water cooked or anything like that.
Yeah.
Would you eat that leftovers?
Probably not. I don't think I've ever really had a leftover hot dog.
I would give myself a thumbs up.
Oh, really?
What would you say? Thumbs down? Thumbs down?
Yeah.
The reason why I say thumbs up is because after I got done cooking my pigs in a blanket, the next day I put them in the air fryer and they cook up just as good.
See, that'd probably be the only way that it'd taste good in leftover form, because if you just put hot dogs back in the fridge, it's just going to taste really weird.
Because if somebody grills a hot dog and get that nice char on it,
yeah,
and you throw that in a plastic bag and you put it in the refrigerator,
it loses that.
The next day, how are you going to warm that up? Microwave.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be
so it kind of loses that.
So, or if you had an air fryer, it'd be one thing. I'm not going to put a hot dog in the oven.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you go out, it's literally turned inside out.
That's what microwaves do, man.
It does.
It just implodes and just goes. I'm like, I'm not eating that
what
shit.
is this?
I'm not eating that shit.
It almost looks mutated when it comes out of the microwave.
I'm not eating. No. So, thumbs up for me because the way I preheat my hot dog. The next one I want to talk about is, because I'm Italian, I love my pasta.
I may not be Italian,
But
but I do love my pasta.
Now, I don't care how the pasta's made. I don't care what. It could be any different type. What is your favorite pasta dish?
My favorite pasta dish.
It could be anything. It could be. It doesn't have to just be spaghetti. It could be anything.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's lasagna.
Lasagna.
Especially like the way my wife had made it. I had her try it differently one time. This was a couple years back. I had her put some pepperonis on it one time too. So good like that.
Pepperonis are good.
It almost gave it like this, almost like a pizza flavored a little bit to the lasagna. It was like, wow, that tastes really good. And I was like, wanting to try something different.
Of course, yeah.
And I told her to pick up on the next shopping trip she did, to pick up lasagna, stuff for lasagna and pepperoni. She was like confused for a second. I'm like, pick up the pepperonis. So when you're cooking them,
pick up the pepperoni.
I was like, put those in the layers when you're making.
Now,
and everyone seemed to love it too.
Okay. Have you ever had a bad pasta dish?
Yeah, it's more like those ones. I mean, I'm not a big fan of like the white sauce.
Oh, so Alfredo?
I mean, I like it, but I had a really bad one time where it was either the noodles weren't cooked right or it was Alfredo sauce or something. I don't know what it was, but it just, ugh.
It made you want to toss your cookies.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been the sauce, honestly,
Probably.
Because
Alfredo sauce
it's supposed to be kind of thick, kind of liquidy, not like a solid, just liquid like this.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely the way it was. I kid you not. It was just dripping.
Oh, that's.
And I'm like, no.
That's terrible. That's where I'm in the same boat with my bad. But to me, my favorite pasta is stuffed shells.
Ooh, stuffed shells is a good one.
I love my stuffed shells.
My mom made a mean stuffed shells.
We were trying to make stuffed shells for tomorrow night because my wife made homemade sauce, and trust me, it's 2 chef kisses. She made it this morning, and she's like, try this. I'm like, oh my God, this is really good sauce. And she was trying to find, big old shells for cottage cheese. She couldn't find a big shell, so she just made the manicottis. They look like little logs.
Oh, I know those, yeah.
So that's what we have in the refrigerator.
Oh, very
and
nice.
So they're already pre-made, so we got to do tomorrow cooking in the oven. But to me, I love my stuffed shells. I love stuffed shells so much. Second best would be a lasagna.
Ah, right.
Third would be raviolis.
Raviolis. Now, I was really big into ravioli when I was a teen. I kind of grew out of it a little bit, so I don't eat ravioli all that much anymore. But yeah, when it comes to outside of spaghetti, when it comes to pastas, lasagna is the one.
Yeah, lasagna is good.
And my daughter's the same way. Lasagna is probably her top favorite food.
Doesn't mean me. I think that's my second, but me, like I said, stuffed shells. You still got the ricotta cheese in there. You got the pasta. You got your sauce. You got your whatever. Top it off with some meatballs or meat sauce. Whatever.
Oh yeah. So do you have a bad one?
I have to go to the same boat. I always hate my sauce runny.
Yeah.
Like it was almost like water. Like sometimes when I make sauce, and if it's too runny, it's like I have to like use like tomato paste to thicken it up. Or I hate the part where it gets too thick and you're like, I can't even eat this either.
Yeah.
Thankfully, to me a bad pasta is where the pasta is undercooked or overcooked.
And when it's undercooked,
oh God, I can't.
It's like rubber almost. It's like what is this? It's not gum.
And then, like I said, sometimes when I went to a restaurant, they're like, "Well, we are the best Italian places," and I went there and got like pasta, and it's like the sauce. I can sit there and just like do this. It was like it was like the ocean.
Oh,
that's God. How water. I'm like, yo.
No, it's like you don't do that shit, really.
No, and that's what it is. That's what it is. All right, so pasta, is it leftover worthy?
I have had lasagna and leftovers, especially the one with pepperoni. Definitely.
Stuffed shells, pasta, yes, up. It all depends on how you reheat the sauce because sometimes
That's true.
It can like dry out the sauce.
Yeah. Thankfully, the sauce that she had used with that lasagna was not just real thick, but it had a decent liquid to it, so it didn't dry it out at all.
Yeah.
So it was quite good.
Yeah, same thing for my wife. When she made her sauce one time, she came back from my mom's house. She goes, "I make sauce," and I'm talking about she made like like what people do because I know some people like make homemade sauce.
Yes.
They go to the store and buy like the cans already sauce and do it. No, she actually went ahead and and got like tomatoes
Yeah.
and she cut them up, put them in the oven, cooked them like oven roasted bitches for like 45 minutes.
See, that's how my mom.
And then she
makes
blended
her
this shit.
sauce.
Man, I came in this morning.
That's how you make a homemade sauce.
It was delicious.
Yes.
So she made that one time, and then for dinner, and then she made leftovers for me to take to work for lunch. And the sauce was still nice and like fresh. It wasn't
That's
like
what I'm
dried out
talking
because like
about.
sometimes you could go buy jar sauce
Uh-huh.
and then you cook it and then it's nice and hot. But then when you put it in the refrigerator and try to do it, it's like it's dried out. It's just bleh.
Yeah. When it's all dried out like that, it's just not good. And like I said, even if it's too runny, it's terrible. Sauce needs to be right in that middle. You know what I mean?
So I'd say leftover worthy, yes. Depends on how the sauce is.
Yep.
So anyways, guys, that would be the it for the round one because that was basically the main course of steaks, chicken, pasta, hot dogs, and stuff like that. I was going to add burgers, but it's like...
If you would have gone to burgers, man.
I was going to add that, but I wasn't going to because we already had the steak, and burgers to me is the same thing as...
Yeah, red meat.
Yeah, exactly. Now, round two is going to be the side dishes. And we all love side dishes. I'm going to start out with just easy stuff. I'm going to start out with French fries.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it had to be French fries first. I just know this guy.
I was sitting there thinking like something else, but like, I got to start with French fries.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't blame you, though.
Good French fries, obviously, right out of the fucking,
Oh, definitely.
right out of the deep fryer.
Yeah, as soon as you get it out, even if you're baked good, even like that is
That's to me where my no is.
good. Oh, really? You
I
don't like?
I don't think anytime somebody goes, I put them in the oven, I still don't think that those fries can still be as crispy.
If it's done right, I've had many oven baked fries, and it's crispy.
If I had to choose my first one is obviously a deep fryer. The second would be my air fryer.
Okay.
Air fryer makes
those
them
are definitely good choices.
But when you put them in the oven, they still like, just mushy. To me, I just like
really,
fuck it. Yeah. I said
it's like every time I've had it out of the oven, it's never been mushy.
Yeah, I know your mom makes them, and sometimes I can sit there and like they're like floppy. Just no. So me, and so French fries right out of the deep fryer, air fryer. I love.
I like all three. Mine, the
all
oven
three.
and your two.
So my bad way of having it is the oven. Have you ever had a bad fry?
Not necessarily a bad fry, but an aged fry is a bad fry.
Don't tell me, are you one of those people where you get fries from McDonald's or Burger King and it's got the skin on it, burns it, you're like, eh.
No.
Well, that's what my brother does. He'll sit there and go to
I'll
McDonald's.
still eat it regardless.
I'll eat
but,
it anyways. I don't matter.
But what I mean is, like, if you had those fries and you didn't finish them, and then it's been like, let's say you got it during lunchtime, and you see the fries, you didn't finish it, and you're like, you just kind of want something to munch on real quick, and you grab them, and you're like, then it's like, ugh, God, they're aged.
Oh.
If you try to reheat them, then it takes all the moisture left out of it, and it's just dry. They're like rubber, and you're like, get out of here.
Leftover fries.
Aged fries.
Aged fries.
Yeah.
Aged fries.
It's like French fries, they don't age good.
Now, here's a question. Do you care if your fries have skin on them or don't matter?
Don't matter to me.
It don't matter to you.
'Cause I love, what are they called? Dang it. It's those big fries.
Oh, steak fries?
Yes.
Or potato wedges?
Yeah, potato wedges. That was what I was trying
They got the skin on one
Yeah,
side.
I love
they're
those.
good. They're good.
I love those.
So you don't really have a bad fry, really.
Honestly, no. It's just if they're aged too long, even
So
in the refrigerator.
technically, when it comes to leftovers,
Definitely no.
definitely no.
French fries is definitely not a leftover
Me,
thing.
definitely a no. Okay, so here comes another controversial thing. Here it is.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Would you dip your fries in mustard, mayonnaise, or Frosty?
No mustard, no frosty, just ketchup.
What about mayonnaise?
Hell no.
Same for
I
me.
can't stand mayonnaise. So.
Same for me. I think fries go better with
Ketchup.
ketchup, and that's it. I wouldn't even dip it in like ranch or
No.
hot sauce.
No,
or barbecue
definitely.
sauce. To me, it's just potato and ketchup tastes so good.
Just the ketchup and
My
French
my
fries.
wife and I got a lot of people in here. They're like, oh yeah, I'll go to Wendy's and dip my fries in Frosties.
My wife too, and my daughter.
Oh God.
I know my wife corrupted my daughter with that crap. And she's like, "Oh, it tastes good." I'm like, "Get out of here! You ain't my child no more."
The next thing I'll talk about is green beans.
Well, I love green beans.
You do. I was gonna say one thing, but you don't like it. It's beef broccoli.
I can't stand broccoli.
That's why I said, you know what? So I did green beans. Have you ever had good green beans?
Oh yeah.
And what's your good green beans? If somebody's like, hey, here you go, I want parody some green beans.
Basically, the way my mom cooks it. And she'll cook fresh, bacon with it, bit of seasoning, salt, pepper, the regular stuff
Right,
you'd
right.
put on it, and just I don't know, it's just the way I guess the temperature she uses, how long she keeps on there, but she just makes some fantastic green beans. Now,
I sit there and make my green beans how I like them really good. Is I'll sit there, take green beans, put them in a like a pan,
yeah,
in a frying pan, get them a little warmed up, and for some reason take some Italian dressing and pour it over there.
I was not expecting you to go there.
My God, dude, mine for me.
I may have to try that to see.
At first, when I
started,
making green beans, I would sit there and put like the butter and oil or some butter, or when my wife makes bacon, we'll keep the grease.
Yeah.
And put the grease in there too.
That's good,
if I don't
too.
have any bacon, at
Yeah.
least I get the flavor of it. So put that in there. I put like salt, pepper, and then a little bit of garlic powder in there,
okay.
and then take and kind of stir
Like
fry.
I said, I don't know exactly everything my mom puts in.
But
her
still,
green
I mean,
beans.
it's how you
it's like
prepare
a
it.
salt and pepper. I mean, she's even probably put some of that stuff you mentioned probably in hers too. But you have to make it good because green beans can be made bad.
Yeah. So like I said, me personally, like I said, I don't put no salt or pepper when I do it because the Italian dressing has all that in there. So I'm not going to make it too salty or whatever.
Yeah.
So I pour just a little bit in there and I just sit there and just let them saute in there. And oh my God, dude, you put that with a piece of chicken. Mwah.
Not gonna mention the name of this person who does it, but this is the way this person likes to make her green beans. Green bean can, bowl,
Plop.
juice and everything, microwave. Serve.
Yeah, that
No.
That's to me, that's a bad way. That'd be my bad way as well
That's blasphemy.
too. Yeah, no salt, no pepper, no nothing. Just take a can
Yeah.
and then in Chef Mike.
Yep.
Nope. Now, green beans leftover worthy?
50-50 for me on that one because sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not.
I say yes. I say yes because with the Italian dressing, you can make them really good
Yeah,
too.
see, because I've never had it that way in leftover, so I'm just going for the way I've always had it.
True.
So it depends, really.
Right. Next thing I want to do is the good old mac and cheese.
Oh. I'm just going to fast forward just one bit for the leftovers.
Damn.
I'm already going to give it that because that's already a definite.
Well, I'll explain yes and
But
explain some no's.
I'll explain some more.
So, good mac and cheese obviously is going to be homemade.
Definitely.
Homemade is going to be good for everything.
Yep.
Now, we had a discussion with your brother's wife, and she's like, I don't like Kraft mac and cheese.
I could not believe when I heard
But,
that.
like I said, good mac and cheese, homemade's up here. Okay,
Yes.
It's always going to be up here. No matter how you
Definitely.
make it, you throw whatever in there, stuff like that. But I'm talking about you get home from work, you take a shower, and all that time. Me, a box of Kraft mac and cheese would be easy.
Dude, I love Kraft mac and cheese.
You know, and so that's a good Kraft mac and cheese for me.
Yeah.
Now,
And you can add, when it comes to that too, you can add even just a little bit of extra something in there if you
of course,
want. I mean,
you
if
can.
you have a bag of like some shredded cheese in there as it's cooking,
Throw that
just
in there, too.
sprinkle a little bit in there, you know?
Or what I do sometimes, I make Kraft mac and cheese and take some Ritz crackers, crash them up.
That is good.
Because that's what we do in our homemade mac and
Yes.
cheese. We put that on the top.
That is good because it gives it like a crust almost,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
so good like that.
So we do that too. Now, bad mac and cheese for me is definitely when somebody puts way too much milk in there
Yeah,
and it becomes real watery.
and the noodles probably undercooked too.
That too is bad. And that's what I gotta say, because it's like,
Yeah.
man, don't make the pasta where it's, where the noodles are still crunchy and shit like that.
Yeah, you can't-
And
you
it's
can't.
almost like a bowl. It's almost like a fucking bowl of cereal.
Yeah,
So, that's, like I said, it'd be a bad way of having it, and I guess
and that's my exact bad reason too. So
and so you're gonna give it a thumbs up for leftover.
leftover mac and cheese, I can eat that every day. Leftovers.
I give it a 50-50, because the reason why I say that is because homemade mac and cheese is always good leftovers. Kraft mac and cheese, I can't eat that leftover because
Really?
when you put that in the refrigerator, it just seems like it dries up, and
It does. I
and
will
so
agree.
oh man, you put it in a bowl and you put it in a.
But see, here's where you can do. Even if you did not, let's say you made the Kraft mac and cheese standard. What you can do for leftovers, add a little bit of that shredded cheese in. If you didn't do it before, reheat it that way, and it's really good.
Yeah, I guess so, but I still take it 50-50 because I was saying, like, you take it out,
Fair enough.
put it in a bowl, you put it in a microwave. It just seems like it's just dried.
Yeah,
It doesn't have that.
Like I said,
it doesn't have
when you
that
add-
creaminess to it.
When you add that bit of shredded cheese into it too, and if you have a little bit of like on hand, if you have a little bit of Velveeta, add a little bit of that into it too. It'll moisten it back up. Because that Velveeta can melt nice and it can moisten up everything.
So,
Just food for thought.
for real. Now, I don't really have another leftover, or any other sides, but do you have anything you want to add?
Rice.
Oh shit! There you go, rice. Before I hated cooking rice. I
Yeah.
really did, because when back in the day before all the fancy technology shit,
Yeah.
we had to boil, put the water in there and add the rice into the water, let it cook. This is
Yep.
before they had boil in the bag.
Oh wow.
So I mean,
That was way back.
it was originally how you cook rice.
Yeah.
So growing up, we had to measure rice, and so you never really knew when the rice was fucking done.
The only way you can tell is that you have to cook rice slow. First off.
Well, I say fuck all that shit. Get yourself a fucking rice cooker.
Sure, that's true now.
That's what I have now.
But if you were cooking it back then, you had to slow cook it. Because if
Well, of course you had to slow cook it,
you
but it's
rush
still...
rice, like a certain someone that did the green beans thing,
Oh,
this
God.
same person likes to make rice too quickly.
Jesus Christ.
And then it's like, I started eating it, and it's like, it's
Crunchy.
It's crunchy.
Well, the thing is, the rice cooker takes about 15-20 minutes for it. But even still, like, this is before, rice in the bag. So, I mean, really good rice is we buy... matter of fact, what is your favorite rice? Like,
Honestly, my favorite kind of rice is yellow rice.
yellow rice.
Yellow rice.
Right? Yellow rice is good, too.
I love yellow rice. Now, I can eat regular white rice just as it is. I add a little bit of butter, a bit of salt and pepper, mix that up.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Perfect right there.
Right. Me...
But I know you.
Hold on. We've been eating jasmine rice.
Okay.
It's a different texture than white rice.
Yeah.
It's more of an Asian style of it.
Okay.
So basically,
if you had to describe the texture of it, like...
once it's cooked, it's like a sticky rice.
Oh, see, I'm down for sticky rice, too.
So basically, when we cook it in a rice cooker, you pour it in the bowl, run warm water, and stir it all up.
Yeah.
The water becomes cloudy. You're basically washing all the starches off of it. You do it like 3 times until the water's clear.
Yeah.
Then you put it in a rice cooker, and then when you do that, it's so sticky. So then I put some butter in there, some salt, some garlic powder, and some pepper in there, stir it up. And me personally, I've been eating my rice, you know, and also too, don't judge me, people. Take some rice and add a little bit of Italian dressing on there. It changed my world.
It's Italian dressing thing with you lately, man.
Put that on my rice because I've been sitting there one time and for leftovers, I took some chicken and I cooked some chicken in butter, and then I had my green beans and Italian dressing.
Yeah.
And some of the Italian dressing got onto my rice, and I ate it. I'm like, oh, that's really good.
Oh, that's how you discover it.
So
Isn't that the weirdest thing that you discover shit like that?
Oh my god, it's so good. So yes, rice to me is definitely bad. Okay, bad rice would be undercooked.
Oh, any day of the week on that one.
Or multi-grain rice. I'm not a big fan.
I'm not a big fan of those multi-grain rice. It's a texture thing, and it's a taste thing for me. I don't like neither one. It just tastes like I'm eating cardboard in rice form. Like they took a piece of cardboard and shredded it, and there's rice.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like to me. But I remember the one thing though you used to do, you probably still do, is you make some regular white rice, and you put some kind of red sauce, tomato sauce, and you have your rice, your famous rice and sauce.
Oh, I love rice and sauce.
This dude, when we were teenagers, I swear to God, every time I went to hang out with him.
Technically what it was is basically the same thing because it's basically half of the stuffed peppers.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
when my mom would make stuffed peppers for my brother and my dad, I'm not a big fan of just eating a big chunk of pepper like that.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Slice it up, dice it up, mince it, throw it into like dirty rice. I'll
Yeah.
eat the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But just eating a hollow out of pepper and throw that stuff in there, I didn't. So my mom was making rice, and then she had ground beef, and then she had tomato sauce, and she was making a mixture for it. And I took a spoon and I'm like, oh, that's fucking good. Rice, sauce, and ground. It's like basically almost like spaghetti, except for no pasta, just the rice.
Rice.
And I would be like, come home from school.
This dude was like,
I was like, I need something to eat, so I make a small thing of rice, some sauce, and a little bit of ground beef.
I come to hang out with him after school, and I'm like, because I knew him so well, I just walk in the door, and I start smelling. I'm like, dude, you're making rice and sauce again. It was like almost like at least an every other day thing.
It was like a fucking ritual.
It was like, I'm like, this dude's making his rice and sauce again. Man.
I just love it. So yeah, rice and sauce.
I was like, dude, you're gonna turn into a pot of rice and sauce.
Rice and sauce. So,
but I had to mention rice just for that purpose alone.
Well, not that, but
it's just because those memories that I have of you doing that, and I was like, because I was getting ready to listen to what you were gonna say. If that was gonna be the end, I was like, I gotta mention rice.
Well, no, it's not that. It was just so many other sides. I'm like, which one could be good? But is rice leftovers?
Oh, yes.
Because here's another thing too. Your mom would sit there on Friday nights, make a big pot of rice.
Yes.
So Saturday mornings, because I'll come home from Fridays, I'll stay at your house Friday, or usually you come to my house before you come to my house on Fridays. I'll go to your house for Saturdays because you had steak.
Yeah.
And we had pizza on Fridays. So there's a couple times where I came over to your house on Friday. I'll eat home and come up, and then your mom already had dinner put away, stuff like that. Your mom would have a big bowl of rice. So Saturday morning, we would go in there, grab the big bowl of rice, butter, salt, and pepper.
Stick that in the microwave, warm it up a little bit. And just, go to town.
And butter bread.
Yes.
That was it.
Yep.
That's all.
The way my mom made the butter bread, though, she made it in the oven, too.
So rice is definitely a leftover.
Yeah. Definitely.
I just couldn't really think of any other sides out there. I mean, there's so many more out there that... I already know we said French fries, but what about mashed potatoes?
You know what? I love some mashed potatoes.
Because most people don't like mashed potatoes. Well, some kids I know don't like mashed potatoes. Like, how do you not like mashed potatoes? That's the first thing.
Yeah, how do you not like mashed potatoes?
The thing is, it's my niece and my nephew.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? They don't like ice cream. They don't like cookies.
They deserve that. What?
For real. And the thing is, it's like I love my mashed potatoes.
And I know, and that's one thing I definitely know about you, because anytime You came over for Thanksgiving at my mom's place.
Your mom made some badass
Made that
potatoes.
mashed potatoes, man. There was no potatoes left by the time this fool got done with it.
Good mashed potatoes, man. Good mashed potatoes. I love me
And
some
also,
mashed potatoes.
mashed potatoes in itself is good to eat on its own, just like it is.
Of course it is.
But sometimes you can have a good ass gravy to go on that mashed potatoes too.
I've been doing something different with mashed potato gravy. Not your original brown gravy or whatever. But we'll take French onion soup, Campbell's French onion soup.
Okay.
And it has the soup and then has onions in it. So I'll take the strainer and strain it. Take the onions, if I want to keep them or not. But then the soup, I put it in another bowl. I'll make a roux and make a gravy out of that.
Oh.
And pour that over your mashed potatoes. It's got that French onion taste with the mashed. Oh God, it's so good.
Honestly,
especially when you make garlic mashed potatoes.
I can get behind that.
Now, bad mashed potatoes, if it's too soupy or if it's fucking wallpaper
Yes.
or wall paste.
I am in agreement on that one, because I can't. I've had very soupy mashed potatoes.
Very
and
nasty.
It's like
It's like when you sit there like this, it's like it's pouring out your
you shouldn't
spoon.
do that.
Or
It shouldn't look like milk.
Or what my grandma used to do, when you put the spoon in there, you lift the spoon
You're
up,
like,
the
and
whole
the whole
bowl
thing?
comes up. No, I'm not eating drywall paste.
Exactly. That's pretty much what you call that shit.
Mashed potatoes.
You could actually use that as wallpaper. Let's fix this for wall here.
So is not wallpaper. Is mashed potatoes leftover worthy? Yes. Because definitely, man, I can sit there and
Definitely.
because even that you can sit there and put it back in a pot with some butter.
Yeah.
And stir it back up and stuff like
Definitely.
that.
'Cause I've had mashed potatoes for leftovers many times.
Many times.
Many times.
I was just trying to think of like the main side dishes that people would usually order out. I mean, there's
Yeah.
other things out there too.
I mean, at this point in time, I can't think of too many more side dishes.
I can sit there and say, yeah, I can do like broccoli, but you don't like broccoli. But me, I love broccoli. I love steamed broccoli. I love broccoli's been cooked in water, whatever. And
Is it leftover worthy though?
yes, it is.
It is.
It
Okay.
definitely is. Bad broccoli. I don't think I've ever had broccoli bad, unless no, I did. Somebody was trying to cook it in the oven and they're trying to roast it. Yeah, somebody's trying to roast it because they bought this. It meant to be that way because there's a pack at stores, and it says it's supposed to be like a roasted some garlic parmesan thing.
I've honestly never heard of that kind of version.
Yeah,
of broccoli.
and you put it in basically, or when my broccoli's too crunchy, I don't like that. Almost like carrots.
Yeah. See, I mean, to me, it doesn't. It doesn't matter how broccoli
You
is
just
made.
don't like the taste of it.
I don't like the taste, the texture, whether it's too crunchy or too soft or even right in the middle. I don't.
But
like
to me, broccoli, if it's cooked right, it's not too hard. Or it's too mushy. I don't like it either. But if it's leftovers, yes. Okay, fine. What about carrots?
It's a iffy thing for carrots for me because I can't eat a carrot raw. Just can't do
I
that.
can just go to the store.
I can't do that. It has to be cooked properly for me to eat it. Steamed, or any other good way you can do it. And it's got to have a bit of butter, a bit of salt in it, maybe a little bit of pepper in it. Just give it some flavor a little bit because
Where it's not too crunchy, not
Yeah.
too mushy.
Yeah.
Is it leftover worthy for you?
definitely no.
Oh man, I love me some carrots left over, man.
Nope.
If it's cooked right, man. Oh yes, I'll put it in there. And then if I had like chicken one day and I had some left in carrots, and then the next day I had some leftover carrots, and I'll be like, you know what? I got a piece of steak. Oh yeah,
Yeah, not for me. Like I
Ah.
said, carrots is a up in the air thing for me anyway because I can only eat it one way, cooked right, and I can't eat it raw. And I definitely can't eat. Even if it was cooked, I can't eat it the next day. Leftovers.
Okay. There's a couple things. If you guys know anything of you guys leftovers or any side dishes or even your first main meals, please leave them down in the comments down below. Let's get down to the third round. Now, this is what I was asking you on the phone the other day. If the world is coming to the shit, and you got 24 hours before the world's going to come to shit. If an asteroid's coming down, if zombies going to do it, or even whatever. Because when the world goes to shit, the food you love
Is going to go bye-bye.
What would be your last fucking meal?
Well,
Like,
this.
and
could
I'm
be-
not talking about like the last meal, like you know, because when well, first of all,
You talking about like death row inmates with their last meal?
yeah, I don't want to be.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like that because I hate things like that. But
Yeah.
it's like to me, if the world's going to go to shit, an asteroid is going to be,
There is going to be no tomorrow.
there's going to be no tomorrow, or even if you survive, you're eating crackers and peanut butter.
Yeah.
But then you're like, man,
Survive.
I really miss a good steak, and I should have had that steak last night before shit went happen. What would be your last meal?
Well, I'll tell you this right now. Seeing so I haven't been tested, and I'm still considering myself allergic,
To seafood.
I would head over to some really good seafood place, and I'm telling you, I would gorge myself in all kinds of seafood, lobster, crab,
So you wouldn't
shrimp.
Even, so what, I mean, you're doing that so knowing that you're going to die in an asteroid.
Yeah.
So what happens if you survived and then
All
also
right,
you start an outbreak?
So if it comes down to it's possibly for something like a zombie apocalypse, I'm not exactly sure. I'd probably would go to a really good steakhouse and just probably eat lots of red meat style foods. Because I am a big meat eater.
Of course, but
I like
But
my meat.
would you like me? Okay, so you have all your steak, and I know somebody would probably be like, "Are you going to the electric chair?" You know how some people used to say that.
Yeah.
Well, if I was going to the electric chair, I'd be burning calories.
That's very true.
But so you would go to the store or whatever. But if an asteroid's
Mm-hmm.
going to come down and they said nobody's surviving, you're going to go gouge out
Oh
on
yeah,
seafood.
definitely.
Well, I wouldn't go to a restaurant.
Where would you go?
I would actually go to the store and cook my shit at home. You know why? 'Cause
Okay.
I would eat like a death row inmate because I would sit there and say, I want a good steak.
I will tell you this before me. Hold on. The reason I would go to a restaurant for the seafood things, I don't know how to cook seafood things, so I would go to a place where I know it's prepared right, at least.
At least you can take it home, please. Yeah.
Exactly.
So basically, you can take it to go,
Yeah,
and then go to your steakhouse and take that to go.
that's right.
So you can come home, watch your last episode of whatever on
Yeah.
fucking Netflix or
Took up
Disney,
and just like
and then when your internet goes out and your power goes out,
well, at least I enjoyed myself.
me personally, I would go to the store, grab a couple things, and come home. So basically, I would have like we were talking about, I would have my sirloin.
Okay.
I would have a nice cheese pizza.
A cheese pizza.
That's right. I would have myself a good size 2 big fucking stuffed shells,
Oh shit.
2 hot dogs.
Dude's over here gorging over here.
Hey man, it's my last. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna die or this might be my last time having this good stuff before zombies. hit.
Yeah.
And then I'll have a 1 liter of Coke, and then 1 liter of root beer, A&W.
Okay.
Because at least I know, hey, this is my last meal before if the
Yeah.
zombies, and I'm eating fucking peanut butter and dirt or something.
I guess if it comes down to my beverage, probably any kind of like, I'd probably have a Sam Adams cold beer along with the seafood and stuff like that. Probably a few of them.
Oh, yeah, beer.
I get myself ridiculously drunk.
Oh shit, I forgot. I'll piss myself some chicken wings too.
Actually, you know what? When it comes to that, seeing so I can't really eat the hot stuff anymore, I wouldn't care, give a crap no more.
Well, you gotta remember,
I'd have
you might have a
some
chance of
mild-
surviving, so you don't want to be like the next day.
I'm talking for the asteroid.
Oh,
I think
asteroid.
If the asteroid was guaranteed, boom, I would definitely do that.
So you're like, I'll give
But I'm
you
like, what, if I get sick, at least I'm gonna die, and then I won't have to suffer from that. Now, if I had a chance to survive, I wouldn't do that.
But at least you'll have hope. Yeah. So if a chance of
would-
surviving, you'll
with
go a
those
different route.
wings,
A chance
yeah.
of not surviving, seafood and hot shit.
Yep.
Damn, that's one way to
It's
go.
just stuff I
Hey,
can't have, so
Yeah,
if
I
I'm
mean-
guaranteed to be gone the next day, I'm gonna enjoy myself on stuff I haven't had in years.
Exactly.
And I mean literally years. I have not had this stuff.
it's been probably what, like 20 fucking
Oh,
years.
at least.
Where were you starting high school when you?
When I was allergic, yeah. It was on my mom's birthday.
What grade were you in?
I believe we were in 9th grade.
So
I think it was like 1999, I think it was.
So basically, almost 2002, 22, about 24, 25 years.
Something like that.
25 years, yeah, because like I said, we graduated 2002, It is now 2024. 99, I say about 24, 25 years ago. Holy shit, dude.
And when it comes to spicy things, that's been like maybe 10 years at this point.
Right. Well, anyways, guys, that'll be the end of this episode. Like I said, wanted to do. I've been watching stuff about foods and stuff like that. It's like I want to do more on this chat room podcast, more stuff than just movies and games. Because it's like there's only so much game stuff now. But the chat room might get a little bigger because more games are coming out this year.
Yes.
And it'll be a lot more stuff for us to talk about.
And there's a few things I'm looking forward to on that one.
Yes. So hopefully there'll be more games we can put up on our other channels. We'll be doing some more streaming. Like I said, I want to do some more reviews on movies on my other channel. And then maybe on this channel too, we'll talk about more about that stuff too. But like I said, I want to do more stuff than just games and movies.
I'm down
if there's
with that.
anything like, food, we're going to talk about it. Anything about, like I said, we've been talking about our lifestyles, like one episode we did back in the 90s.
Yep.
It wasn't games, it was just how we grew up.
Things that entertain us as kids.
So maybe one podcast we'll do is growing up in the 2000s. Y2K was a big fucking thing.
Yes, it was. We could probably do that.
Shit. So, stay tuned for stuff like that. So, like I said, moving forward, we might just start talking about more stuff than just video games. And like I said, food is a big thing too, and I love food. Trust me.
And I know a lot of people out there, including you guys too, love talking about food.
Yeah. So, what is your best foods? What is your best side dishes? What is your best
favorite kind of snacks?
Snacks are good too. That'd be a good. Yeah, good. Snacks.
I hope you had good snacks for this episode too.
Yes. Well, that'll be, snacks is always a good choice too. So, anyways, guys. Fuck. Anyways, guys, see you guys in the next video. Please hit that subscribe button. Like the channel. Comment down below and also share below. I am Joku.
I'm CJ.
And remember, growing up is loving up. And see you guys in the next video.